Ever felt like you're juggling too many things at once? You're not alone. Today we're tackling part 7 of our study tips and advice series, handling stress and pressure. Before we dive right in, let's have a brief retrospective. The inaugural part of this series touched upon setting the stage for studies, highlighting how a conducive and distraction-free environment can significantly boost your learning experience. Part 2 delved into the concept of creating an effective study environment, emphasizing the role of a neat, well-lit, and quiet space. We also discussed the value of personalizing your study area to prime your mind for learning. Part 3 revolved around time management, planning, prioritizing tasks, and breaking study periods into manageable chunks to prevent burnout. Part 4 introduced active learning strategies like asking questions, making connections, and visualizing concepts. In Part 5, we discussed goal setting as a tool for providing direction, motivation, and progress measurement. Part 6 shed light on staying motivated, exploring different ways to maintain motivation. This journey through setting the stage, crafting an effective study environment, managing time, using active learning strategies, setting goals, and staying motivated has built up to where we are today. So now that we're all caught up, we're ready to embark on Part 7, Understanding and Handling Stress. We'll explore why understanding stress is crucial, how to manage it effectively, and the role of self-care in reducing stress. So buckle up and let's dive into the world of stress management together. Stay tuned. So, what do we mean when we talk about stress and pressure? Well, in the context of studying, stress is that emotional strain or tension you may feel when the demands placed on you seem to exceed your ability to cope. On the other hand, pressure can be described as that nagging feeling of urgency or anxiety that's often tied to deadlines, expectations, or high-stakes outcomes. Now, stress and pressure aren't inherently bad. In fact, a certain level of stress can actually boost your productivity, keeping you alert, motivated, and primed to respond to challenge. It's like that rush of adrenaline you feel when you're racing against the clock to finish a project. That's your body's stress response in action, pushing you to perform. But when stress and pressure become chronic, they can start to interfere with your learning and productivity. You might find it harder to concentrate, struggle to remember information, or feel overwhelmed and unable to meet your study goals. And over time, chronic stress can even take a toll on your physical health, leading to issues like fatigue, headaches, and a weakened immune system. The thing to remember here is that stress is a normal part of life, and it's especially common in the world of academia. Whether you're cramming for exams, juggling multiple assignments, or striving to maintain a high GPA, stress is often par for the course. But at the same time, it's not something you just have to put up with. There are many strategies and techniques that can help you manage stress and pressure effectively, reducing their negative impact and harnessing their positive potential. And that's what we're going to explore in this series. So, now that we've defined stress and pressure and highlighted the impact they can have on your learning and productivity, we've set the stage for a deeper discussion. Remember, understanding stress is the first step towards managing it. So let's delve deeper into this. Perhaps you're wondering, what causes this stress and pressure? Well, let's delve into that. Stress and pressure, especially among students, can spring from a variety of sources, and these factors can affect different folks in different ways. One of the primary triggers is academic pressure. The fear of failing, the desire to excel, the burden of deadlines and assignments. It can feel like a never-ending cycle. It's like being on a treadmill that's constantly speeding up, and you're just trying to keep pace. Then there's the social pressure. The need to fit in, to be popular, to not feel left out. It's a tightrope walk, and this balancing act can be quite stressful. Social media, with its highlight reels of everyone else's perfect lives, can often amplify this pressure. Financial worries, too, can be a significant source of stress. The cost of education, the concern about future job prospects, the fear of student loans, these can all pile up, creating a mountain of anxiety. Let's not forget about personal issues. Family problems, relationships, health concerns, these can all add to the stress pot. It's like juggling multiple balls in the air, and you're constantly worried about dropping one. And then there's the pressure from within, the self-imposed stress, the pressure we put on ourselves to be perfect, to not make mistakes, to meet our own high expectations. This internal dialogue can often be the most stressful of all. It's important to remember, though, that stress and pressure affect everyone differently. What might be a breeze for one person could be a hurricane for another. It's not a one-size-fits-all scenario. It's a complex puzzle with many pieces, and each person's puzzle looks different. Now that we know what causes stress, we can start discussing how to handle it. So, how can we manage stress and pressure effectively? Well, the first thing to remember is that stress and pressure are not inherently bad. They're like the alarm clock that wakes you up in the morning. Uncomfortable? Sure. But it's also a signal that it's time to rise and shine. Similarly, stress and pressure can be signals that it's time to step up, learn, grow, and overcome challenges. The key is managing these forces so they don't become overwhelming. And there are several techniques we can use to do this. One powerful technique is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of focusing your attention on the present moment, without judgment. It's about experiencing the world directly, not through the lens of your thoughts, fears, or expectations. Mindfulness can help you to stay centered and calm, even in the midst of chaos. There are many ways to practice mindfulness, from meditation to mindful eating, to simply taking a few deep breaths and really paying attention to the sensation of the air filling your lungs and then leaving your body. Exercise is another fantastic stress buster. Physical activity releases endorphins, the body's natural mood lifters. Plus, it can help to distract your mind from stressful thoughts. You don't need to become a marathon runner or a gym rat to benefit from exercise. Even a brisk walk around the block can make a big difference. Good nutrition is also crucial for managing stress. When we're stressed, we often reach for comfort foods, which are usually high in sugar and fat. But these foods can actually make us feel worse in the long run. Instead, try to fuel your body with wholesome foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. These foods can help to stabilize your mood and energy levels, making it easier to cope with stress. Now, these are general strategies that can help anyone to manage stress. But it's also important to understand your personal stress triggers and to develop a personalized stress management plan. For example, if you know that you tend to feel stressed when you have a lot of tasks to juggle, you might find that time management techniques, like making a to-do list or using a planner, can help to reduce your stress. Or, if you find that you feel stressed when you're in social situations, you might find that techniques for managing social anxiety, like visualization or deep breathing exercises, can be helpful. Remember, everyone is different. What works for one person may not work for another. So it's important to experiment with different techniques and to find what works best for you. And finally, don't forget about the power of positive thinking. When we're stressed, it's easy to fall into negative thought patterns. But by consciously choosing to focus on the positive, we can help to shift our mindset and reduce our stress levels. Remember, these techniques are tools in your toolkit, ready to be used when you need them. Scene script. Have you ever considered the power of positive thinking? It's more than just a catchphrase. It's a tool, a weapon even, that can help you combat stress and pressure. Imagine your mind as a garden. Each thought you have is a seed you plant. Now, if you plant seeds of doubt, worry, or fear, they'll grow into weeds, choking out the flowers of happiness, confidence, and peace. But if you plant seeds of positivity, they'll bloom into a beautiful, vibrant garden that can withstand any storm. So, how do we cultivate this garden of positivity? The first step is self-talk. That's right, talk to yourself, but in a good way. Our minds are like sponges, soaking up the words we feed them. If we constantly tell ourselves we can't handle the stress, our minds will believe it. But if we tell ourselves we are strong, capable, and resilient, we will start to feel it. Every day is a new opportunity to nourish our minds with positive affirmations. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, I can handle whatever today brings. When you're faced with a difficult task, remind yourself, I am capable of doing hard things. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, reassure yourself, I am stronger than my stress. The second step is maintaining an optimistic outlook. Optimism isn't about ignoring the negative or pretending everything is perfect. It's about focusing on the good, even when things are tough. It's about believing in your ability to overcome obstacles and viewing challenges as opportunities for growth. Remember, our thoughts have a profound impact on our emotions and behaviors. Negative thoughts can increase our stress levels, while positive thoughts can reduce them. So it's important to be mindful of the seeds we're planting in our minds. Positive thinking won't make your problems disappear, but it can change how you perceive and react to them. It can give you the strength to face your stressors head-on and the resilience to bounce back from setbacks. Positive thinking can be a powerful ally in your battle against stress. So cultivate your garden of positivity and watch how it transforms your life. Remember, the power of positive thinking is in your hands. Use it wisely. Sometimes, managing stress means knowing when to ask for help. This is an essential point to remember, especially when the pressure seems overwhelming. All too often, we convince ourselves that we must bear the burden alone, that seeking help is a sign of failure or defeat. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Seeking assistance is a sign of wisdom. It shows that we are self-aware and understand our limits. Just think about it. How many great accomplishments in life have been achieved single-handedly? Very few. Most often, we find that behind every successful endeavor, there's a supportive team, a mentor, or a helping hand that played a significant role. So when it comes to managing stress, don't shy away from reaching out. There are numerous resources available that are designed to assist in times of stress. For students, many educational institutions offer counseling services. These professionals are trained to handle a variety of issues, including stress management. They can provide you with tools and techniques to better cope with stress and can offer a sympathetic ear when you simply need to vent. In addition to professional services, peer support groups can be an excellent resource. Sometimes just knowing that others are going through the same struggles can provide a sense of relief. These groups offer a safe space to share experiences, exchange advice, and provide mutual encouragement. The internet has also made it easier than ever to find support. There are countless online forums and communities where individuals can connect and share their experiences. But remember, while these resources are valuable, it's also important to reach out to the people in your life. Friends and family can provide a strong support network. They can offer comfort, advice, and a different perspective on the challenges you're facing. In conclusion, stress is a part of life, but it doesn't have to control it. By recognizing when you need help and taking steps to seek it, you can better manage stress and lead a more balanced life. Reaching out for help is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, remember, you don't have to face it alone. So, let's recap what we've learned about handling stress and pressure. In our journey, we've explored the inevitability of stress and pressure in our lives, particularly for students. We've acknowledged that stress isn't inherently bad. Rather, it's our perception and how we manage stress that can make a difference. We dove into the various causes of stress, from academic pressures to personal issues. Recognizing these triggers is the first step towards effective management. We then unpacked several techniques to handle stress. These ranged from maintaining a balanced lifestyle, practicing mindfulness, to employing time management strategies. It's all about finding what works best for you. Next, we emphasized the power of positive thinking. A positive mindset can be a game changer in handling stress and pressure. Lastly, we underscored the importance of seeking help when needed. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. Remember, stress is a part of life, but it doesn't have to control your life. See you in the next part of our series.